Hey everybody, welcome to the OG episode 16. AGS, how we doing? What's up, Gom?
Not too bad. How's it going with you, sir?
Doing well. This is super late. This is way later than we expected to do this. I kind of got a very busy day and evening. Time got away from me. We were supposed to have a special. Well, I'll just be honest here. We're supposed to have Soup. Soup's not here. Apologize, Soup. I'm assuming he's in bed. By the time I messaged him, he has not responded. Soup, I promise. Next one, you're on there.
And it might be sooner rather than later.
We might do another one here in a couple of days. This one might be pretty quick. This one might be quicker than usual. It will not be the big extravagant playoff preview that I had hoped for, and I apologize for that.
Yeah, it'll still be longer than a Roger and Sin hour, but it might not be. It might not.
This might be the Gom and Germ hour.
It's true.
Might be a Gom and Germ hour, power hour.
Yeah, and so of course, Gom and Germ both in the playoffs again.
Well, half of us.
Half of us.
Half of us are.
Yeah.
So basically, what we're going to do, two things. Gom is going to go over our dev preview. So he's going to share his screen here in just a second. And then I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to talk about the league, the season, and do a little playoff preview and predictions. So I was hoping to get a bunch of people's different predictions. Maybe I'll send out a form or something just to see who everybody has with this. I'll make that a thing just to see. But yeah, it won't be anything great.
Well, you never know. We can still get enough people to fill it in, and we can. If we do another one in a couple of days, we'll be able to share what people thought prior to the wild card round. See, if everyone got it right on the first round, presuming that by the time we do the next one, then the wild card will be done.
Yeah, it's possible I could do this again Monday night, which would be probably after all the wild card games are done. So
yep,
that's possible.
That might work. So Soup, mark it down.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, go ahead and share your screen, Gum. I'll have it on here for everybody to see.
Yep. So before I share it, everyone likes to think, oh, this is superficial, and it is more or less official, but it's not.
It is unofficial. Because we just did this. I haven't even.
Yeah, I'm
sorry.
Say that
Gom did everything.
One of us today did lots of stat work, while the other one was supposed to come and help.
Yeah, but the other one was watching Jeffrey Dahmer. So. Trust me, I'd rather be doing this than watching Jeffrey Dahmer.
Entering TFLs, I don't know if you'd be at that point, but we'll see. That was the fun part. Anyway, all we're going to show is the superstar and X factors. There obviously will be some stars in there as well, but we'll
hold on, let me adjust my screen here. I can't see us anymore.
We have to see us.
Yeah, I don't see us. Let me scoot us over. Where is my display capture? Alt. Where you're sharing and not me. I don't know. Well, we're small, but we're on there.
Gotcha. Okay, as long as we're there a little bit.
Yeah. I think they should. Yeah. Can you make your screen a little bigger? Just your percentage.
Just the percentage.
Yeah, that. Make that like.
More.
Yeah, they should be able to see that. Maybe 125.
Let's go to 120. Sure.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Better. That's better. Okay.
I keep forgetting that not everybody has a 70-inch TV, like literally a foot.
Well, it might be bigger. My OBS I just have kind of small, so it might be all right for them.
Yeah, it's fine.
My face is extremely white right now. I'm glowing.
Yeah. Again, 70-inch TV. Most of it is white, so I'm sure that I'm a ghost too. So you can see the quarterbacks here, and the reason Aaron Rodgers is red is unfortunately spoiler alert that our good friend Seymour, I believe it was when Seymour was controlling the team, but
we'll have to make sure it wasn't a crazy sim game.
We will have to do that, but unfortunately there was one game where Mr. Aaron Rodgers should have had a cooldown and he didn't, So presuming that that was all above board and it was an actual game played and it just was a cooldown that wasn't reported, as per AGS policy, he will not be eligible to block because obviously he's already X Factor, so he wasn't going to be rolling anything anyway. So I don't think Seymour is going to be crying too much.
But he can't. What was it? If he regresses, that's not protected, basically.
Yeah, and that would have been the only reason that Seymour might cry, because if you get the X Factor, then you, I think, are safe from regression, from dropping down. From what I remember from our good old Red Tyrant and MHC and how they ran that. So, but you can see this for everybody else. So that's good news. If he's not going to be eligible, it doesn't add anybody into this, but it'll give you the chances for the other quarterbacks to actually get a lot higher. And obviously you see Trey Lance in there, which is why Jerm was really looking for that cooldown for some other quarterback.
Jerm had found it, not me.
And Mustang didn't know either. So there's just complete coincidence that we have.
Man, Mills had a ton more points than Lance.
He did. And Aaron Rodgers had a ton more points than anybody. We can thank.
I thought we were closer than that. I think he had a lot less picks though.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not going to show the stats at this point, but you can just trust that it's true.
Oh yeah, definitely true. Yeah, Mills had 37 touchdowns and 20 picks. I threw 8 more picks than him, so that's why there's such a big difference right there.
Yeah. So obviously this is only going to be a big deal for our 2 admins because everybody else on this list is already the X Factor, so they'll just.
Well, let's be good to the admin team. How about that? How about we have some lucky rolls for the admin team?
Yeah,
it'll be good.
So there'll be a lot of stars. Obviously, as you know, we have quite a few stars because we are of the belief that half of the quarterbacks in the league are basically the stars for their team in real life, and that's how we do it. So you'll see those stars will be the next surprise for the devs. Wide receivers. So because I have this so big, I can't actually see you to the edge, and I still can't.
Just get rid of that notes.
125%. Let's just get rid of all this right here. Oof. Okay. So here are our wide receivers. Tyreek Hill, unsurprisingly, was the best receiver in the league, which we kind of knew would happen.
Oh, there's Schwartz, third. Son of a gun.
Son of a gun. Schwartz got third, but it doesn't matter because he can only go to star, and he's going to get it through Madden. So, at best, Hill just blocks.
Julio Jones was 5th? What?
Yeah, well, I mean, Aaron Rodgers getting all those points has got to throw to somebody, apparently.
I didn't even think Julio Jones was playing.
Yeah.
I haven't been paying attention to him at all. Holy crap. He had 94 catches. 1,400. He had 18 touchdowns with old man Julio Jones. I love it.
I'm curious how much of it was Codfish and how much of it was Seymour, honestly.
How was Julio Jones only a normal dev? He wasn't even a star? He had one bad year and he dropped all the way to normal?
That seems a little peculiar. But maybe it was because he didn't play.
No, his last much. It was his last he had 340-yard games basically in his last 6 games.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I didn't even know he was playing him, much less. That's crazy.
Yep. And so, and this isn't 100% official because I noticed one little thing here, but we'll talk about that in a sec. So Cooks, another Mustang dev. DK Metcalf, unsurprisingly, he should be number 1 with what he does in the game. Smithy got Terry McLaurin up there in all his losses, and Jefferson. It's just awesome. Velus Jones' number is going to have to be adjusted slightly here. I don't know if he's still going to be in this list or not, because unfortunately our good friend Feto did have a cooldown for him in week 18.
Yeah, so his week 18 stats will be deflated. I don't know if they'll be erased or just like cut in half. I don't know what we're doing with that.
I think historically we've had to just get rid of the week 18 game.
I believe that's what we did, yes.
Yeah. So that being the case, because Velus cannot serve a cooldown to make up for the fact that he shouldn't have got it. Yeah. Week 18, even though it's not reported yet, we're not like really like, oh no, you didn't report it, because technically advanced should have only been if it had been on schedule 2 hours ago. So we're giving those people who had the cooldown week 18 that got rapid audit,
like me,
the benefit of the doubt, like our good friend Jerm, who got a cooldown for Elijah Mitchell as well. But again, Mitchell's nowhere near.
I can't even believe I got 4 touchdowns.
Yeah,
twice.
So And then we have Chase, Judy, and Elijah Moore rounding out our superstar roles.
So how many people are star that would? So Cooks is probably a star that could go up to superstar.
Cooks, yep.
Velus Jones is only a normal, so he's gonna be star regardless. So really, that's not even gonna matter to him.
Yeah, and then
everybody else.
It was smart thinking of Fetto, knowing that he was going to go to the star and that getting punished wouldn't matter.
It's true. Fetto's very smart. Judy is star, I think.
Yeah, Judy's got a chance. I think Elijah Moore is only a star, so he'd go.
So there's a few guys in there that might have a shot.
Chances. Yep. All right, to our halfbacks. Oh man, Eckler wasn't here. So the top guys, So the top guys: Kamara, already superstar, Aaron Jones. Look at Seymour, just like proven that he's still got what it takes with Codfish's help. Barkley, Brees Hall. There's a Tyrant did pretty good with him.
Yep.
Harris, Pittsburgh.
Nice.
Rashad White.
I think Rashad White is only normal. Let me look at him.
He might be a star, but I would imagine he's normal based on where he got drafted. We'll see.
No, he is star. He's hidden, so I wonder if he must have got a story.
He's got a star.
If he's hidden at this point in the season, at the end of the season.
Good old LEEK got Kenneth Walker up there, but not quite an X Factor role, so he's going to have to hope for the best. I kind of thought
Kenneth
Walker was going to be way up there.
Did he start at normal or star?
Great question. I would got to figure he started star, but we'll see that. Obviously, our audit will show where they should start. Yeah. Dobbins, amazingly, because he somehow got 26 touchdowns for side X, which is amazing.
Tyler Goodson.
He got a touchdown almost every time he ran the ball. Yeah, Goodson, James Cook, Derrick Henry, Eckler, and then Eckler is another unreported cooldown, unfortunately. So he will not be eligible to block somebody. So
he'll just be removed from this.
And so unfortunate, but it's not going to.
So the people that could go up from star to superstar would be Aaron Jones, Barkley, Brees Hall, even Najee Harris is only a star, right?
That's right. Barkley got bumped down.
Yeah, Barkley got.
I forget that. Yeah.
Demoted.
Yeah, there's a lot of good chances here because I think
most of them.
Yeah, so we're gonna have some interesting roles.
The only blockers are Kamara and Henry, probably. Yeah. And Mixon. Yeah, that'll be a fun role.
Yeah. Tight end was a smaller list based on the threshold. So we have Evan Ingram for all the people who are like, "Oh no, he's going to go."
Yeah, you decided to finally use him the last 5 games of the season.
I was using him all season long, dude.
You didn't really fire on all cylinders till the last 5 games.
He is clearly better than George Kittle, as the points show. A good 4 solid points above that 102 reception guy.
You had one. Actually, you didn't have a single 100-yard game with him until week 12. And then your last 6 games, you had 143, 79, 167, 137, 92, 174.
Yeah, I started figuring out that he could actually make contested.
You did have a touchdown with him in every single game you played, except for your win against Greatness week 7. Every other game you played, he had a touchdown.
Yep,
that's impressive.
Yeah, I was like I said, it's interesting to actually see someone win contested catches because I'm not used to. I haven't seen that all of Madden 22 because I never actually had that stud receiver. As great as Schwartz was all last year, he was never contested catch guy.
Well, he's a bit small.
So I understand why people throw to their tight ends now. As Soup, if he was on right now, he would probably be like bashing his head against the desk, thinking of like what Ingram did in that game, even though he still won. So it won't be bashing that hard. But anyway, Ingram and Kittle 1 and 2 from your OG boys. Mark Andrews, who is Pax's go-to guy, as he should be. Jacob Harris. Yep, touchdown machine. Jacob Harris is obviously awesome for the Rams. Intel probably got Intel into the playoffs. I would say.
Yeah, he's a big part of it. He had a big touchdown, I believe, in that
Yep.
week 18.
Kyle Pitts in there, as he should be. Dawson Knox was LEEK's number 2 behind Metcalf after he picked him up, and Taysom Hill was.
So Dawson Knox is in here and Noah Fant is not?
Noah Fant is not. How about that?
That was Noah Fant not. What did he end up with? Let me see. Noah Fant had... Okay, Noah Fant has to be in there. Is that messed up? He had 97 catches, 1,700 yards, and 14 touchdowns.
Really? That'd be a shame. See, that's why this is unofficial.
Yeah, Fant has to be.
Noah Fant is
led
missing.
the...
Where are you, Fant?
Fant always gets screwed in the devs, even in a match, yep. Even in a stat poll.
We've just programmed it in to take away Noah Fant.
Oh, that's amazing. Live and then...
Yeah. Maybe it was because you got traded. Anyway, we'll figure it out. That's why this is unofficial, because this was all just done today.
Yeah,
so.
There could be some others that were left out.
So everyone shouldn't get their hopes up that this is like, yay, I made it, or ooh, I didn't make it. Let's torch the admins.
Yeah, Fant was 4th in the NFL in receiving yards. Yeah. Including wide receivers.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be in there.
Yeah, he's number 1. He'll be number 1.
So
ahead of your boy.
Yeah, our new IDL category, the interior defensive line. This is basically, you had to have been a certain weight category to be in this one. DeForest Buckner proving he's probably the best player in Madden with 26 TFLs, which is just insane.
And I doubt he used him. It's probably just him being a god.
Yeah, that's just all him doing everything on his own. Chris Jones was awesome again. Aaron Donald actually is capable, if not great, because Aaron Donald should be right up there with Buckner doing the same things as Buckner, but unfortunately doesn't. So, but these basically, these do include the stars. So like the gold is where your superstar line will kind of end.
Yeah, so the bottom 4 are not eligible for the role.
Yeah,
they're just automatic stars if they're not already.
But there's a few guys in here that have a shot, like Nichols and Dunlap and Green, and so a few of these guys. So they'll be in there. Our other new edge category. And the reason I'm skipping a little faster through these, because these are definitely unofficial, because we have to, obviously we know our defensive devs work a little bit differently. But you can basically get a good chance that Vaughn and Danielle Hunter will be right up there. Boya Mafe for, I think I said it right. Is it Boya Mafe?
I listened to them say his name during a PAX game this season.
You think I should know as a Seahawk fan?
And now I've... Oh no! I mean during a freaking league game. Yeah, I think it's Boye Mafe.
We'll go with Mafe.
I don't know.
And I'm assuming Judon is an actual pass rusher, because he's got 13 sacks. So
yeah, Judon's pass
being
rusher.
Used as a pass rusher. If
he's an edge rusher.
Yeah, and then a few Ravens down here, but this is the start.
I noticed for some reason. Nick Bosa's not on there to even block, which is kind of strange. He's don't. I'm kidding. Don't. He's probably not even on the list. He probably didn't make the whole list.
Yeah.
I think he finished with like 7 sacks this season.
Yeah. Bosa didn't do a whole lot. Our cornerbacks. And you'll notice that we make sure interceptions have been worth something this year, that they are the best thing. So there is no deflections, just completely like skewing the results here. You can see that Xavier Howard for Sinex, because he probably uses him more than anyone uses a corner. But either way, he got the most interceptions. He deserves to be up there. Surtain, Taylor, Tre'Davious White, Bradbury, Jalen Ramsey, who Intel's going to trade to somebody. The rest of them, star boys. And safety. The safety farm is not alive in Carolina this year. Miles Hartfield did his best, but he's only a star.
Leek will be happy, though, that Woolen will go to star.
Corner? Yeah. Woolen.
Looking at the bottom.
Just
gets the star dev. So his 97 speed corner is now star dev.
Yeah. Yeah. But on the safety, Soup did did, of course, the unthinkable and didn't realize he didn't need more superstars to make his cap situation worse. So CJ Gardner-Johnson is going to be deving and asking for a ton of money when he holds out.
He had 100 more points in second place. Insane.
Yeah, he was. Soup worked hard on him, and
16 picks, 20 deflections.
When he holds out and asks for $20 million, Soup will just disappear. But we'll see what happens. Minka did pretty good, even though apparently he can't drop a pick if he tried.
He catches everything.
Because so
it touches his hand. It's
yeah. There's just glue. Yeah. Justin Simmons, good old Andre Cisco.
Cisco.
I always love Andre Cisco. Almost got him in the off season. Didn't quite happen. Kind of sad, but obviously he's not going anywhere now that Veg has seen what he can do. So
Matthew, because as if one superstar safety, I think it's just programmed in RCFMs that the Saints have to have 2 superstar safeties at all times.
Yeah, I think so. And so when Matthew gets superstar and also asks for, and also holds out, and asks for another 20 million, Soup can figure out what he's doing.
There's a fat chance that Matthew should stay in bud if he's holding out.
I think we're gonna see Soup getting a lot of the free agent compensation this year.
Yeah, lots of compensation.
Ashton Davis retired, Cincinnati, Terrell Edmonds, and 2 little stars for your OG friends, Hartsfield and Moore, even though Hartsfield already dead, so that'll just be for Jared. And that's it. And
Moore gets a star death. He's kind of old though, but
yeah. And just a reminder for everybody, this isn't actually, this is last year, so I'll just delete this. Details.
Definitely. Look at old Falk in there.
Oh, Schmidt. This was last year. Good times. But as you remember, for our Chump Charity Lottery, which we've renamed
Chump Charity Lottery. I like it.
Yep. So basically everybody who didn't make the playoffs will have their top performing player at each position eligible. So everybody who didn't make the playoffs, their best running backs will be listed, their best receiver will be listed, their best tight ends. Even if they if they're an X factor, obviously it won't matter. That doesn't block, and if they've devved like Schwartz, if he'll just block. So there's not a guarantee that somebody is going to do something. Or actually, that's a good question about Schwartz. If he goes here and he only goes to star, would he actually get superstar? Because that's what we said.
And double down.
Except remember that you didn't read this closely, because it says if you are a normal dev, the players on this list, they will move to superstar automatically. So I think that trumps the normal dev.
You're a normal dev and a player's on this list? What?
Yeah, the Chump Charity. You don't see Germ's just learning something here.
When did we do that?
This was our other Reds who
don't
tell Germ everything.
That was obviously before I became a Red.
This is literally unchanged from our last season. So So good news for non-playoff teams, that if you actually get this Chump Charity role and you get your best players normal, there's not going to be a lot of them, but there's going to be a few. If you happen to get that role from the other 16 or so teams that don't make the playoffs, you move to superstar automatically. So Jerem's wishing he didn't make the playoffs right now.
No. Nope, not me. I don't tank.
No, nobody tanks.
I don't tank, Mr. Gum.
Nobody tanks.
All right.
And I will hand this back over to our good friend Jerem.
Which, switch has begun.
We're back.
Screen's kind of. Oh well, I'll fix it.
Yeah. So that's good news for some people, bad news for some people. But again, we just showed it's not official because no event doesn't exist apparently.
True.
But maybe we just did that because Mustang has enough devs, which makes sense to me.
That's possible. That is possible. All right. So you changed the thing here.
Yep, you're live.
Let's do. Don't need that. Don't need that. I'm assuming you see the Woolen stats I was looking at.
Ah, yes. Good old Woolen. He would have been a nice player for me if I had been the Seahawks.
Let me fix so that we are a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm. This is what OG has been reduced to. German humming.
I'm just trying to put us on the screen. This is an OG on the fly.
On the fly. All
right. So let's look at before we do anything, let's just hop at the standings here. You can see my screen, I'm assuming.
I can.
All right, so let's go division by division here. So we'll just say any surprises, blah blah blah. AFC North, we have two playoff teams, one almost playoff team. So 3 of these guys won 10 games. Pax, of course, wins the division at 14-3. The Bengals and VBank went 12-4, and this is actually after a very slow start because he was kind of a meme at the beginning of the season that he wasn't going to have a good season. I believe that was while you were on vacation. You have that whole story.
It seemed oddly coincidental. The moment he dominated his first games, as soon as I left on vacation, he lost 3 or 4 in a row.
Yep.
I come back from vacation, he never loses again.
True.
So
let me.
You tell me if it's a coincidence. I don't think so. I don't think so.
All right. And VBank actually smoked Pax in week 18. Would have been nice if that game mattered, but both of them were locked. Well, I guess it mattered for Pax. I knocked Pax out of getting a potential bye. VBank was the 5 seed regardless, though.
Yep.
So Maloney was on the show last time. He guaranteed 2 victories over Pax. Instead, Pax covered the spread in both. He made sure that he did, I think. And I think he lost both games to VBank as well.
Yeah.
So 4 of his losses are to the 2 teams in front of him. He went 10-3 against the rest of the league.
Yep. He did. Unfortunately, I didn't believe in him, and he didn't make the playoffs. So
you were correct.
I was correct.
He just had a brutal schedule.
He did. Well, that was the thing. I believed he could do it. I let him destroy me, but it still wasn't enough. I also think Maloney got his revenge, though. Aside from beating me in that game and keeping me out of the playoffs, which is what him beating me that week did. Yeah. He also then went and contacted the makers of the shirt and basically said that this logo was copyright, and so they
he shut down the website.
They shut it down. Basically said that he had, because this guy had reported it, that they have to shut it down. So nobody can have OG shirts anymore, all because of Maloney. So
yeah. And then poor Koopa, who just loves pain.
But he got a win at the end there, so
I hope he can get it going. Everybody loves Koopa.
Yeah, and I think he can. He can. He just has to play Smithy when he needs to lose a game.
He did put
every week.
Yeah, he did put Chubb on the trade block. Do you think there's any chance he actually trades Chubb?
Yep.
You say yep or no?
Oh, I think he will.
Really?
I think he's gonna. Yeah,
I don't think he should though.
He should. He absolutely should. But I think he will.
He uses running back like crazy.
Yep.
And I mean, Chubb's probably the best running back in the game.
Yeah, I wouldn't like. And here, Koopa, if you're listening, like I wouldn't do too much with that team, because that Browns team, it is young and it's just going to get better every season. Like you don't really need to do much there, especially now you got Watson. Because I mean, like, yeah, I had to do some things with it to get a capable quarterback, which never actually ended up happening. But you got Watson, who at least is programmed to be decent, and that cornerback group's going to get better. The linebackers get better. Myles Garrett's going to do a lot better than he did this season. So I wouldn't change a thing. Just wait for them to all improve, because they will.
I think I even inquired about Chubb. Did I inquire about Chubb? Oh yeah, I messaged him. This was only a month ago. Holy crap! This season flew by. But I said Chubb has my attention.
Yeah, but remember, Koopa,
we
just told you not to trade him. So
you definitely shouldn't trade. No, look, he shouldn't trade him, and I don't have the assets to acquire him.
Yeah,
because it would cost me quite a bit. Yeah, it cost me at least Fred Warner.
Chubb is like, yeah, Chubb, don't do it. Keep him. It's tough.
Actually, he asked me. He said Fred Warner is untouchable, probably, and I said, yeah, unless I get a pretty good replacement.
Yeah. Well, you could. Well, I'm not going to do you any favors and tell you a good trade. So
why not?
Well, I'm sure you would 100% trade Warner for Chubb and JOK.
Oh yeah, of course, but I don't even think that would get approved.
Well,
he wouldn't do it.
Not 1 for 2 straight up.
Right. So I mean, it would definitely take more than that.
But
I wouldn't even try that because that wouldn't be.
Well, I mean, it's just because JOK isn't even a middle linebacker in the game anymore. He's an outside linebacker. So that's and with our new restrictions, you can't play him at middle linebacker.
I can play him at middle linebacker.
Oh, actually, you can. Sorry,
I can't go the other way.
Yeah, it's not the other way. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, looking at our trade talk, I actually blew him off on his last message to me. I never responded to it. His last message was, any interested in Kareem Hunt for a second? I never even responded to him. So
that surprised me. I would have thought you'd been all over Kareem Hunt compared to Mitchell. But
nah, Mitchell's actually the same player, basically, and younger.
And cheaper. Is Hunt only that same speed? I thought Hunt was a little faster.
No, I think Hunt's 90 or 89.
Oh, he's not 89. No way.
No way. 89 speed, Kareem Hunt right there.
What?
Told you. That's why I changed my mind. Because he's 27, 89 speed, and he's
So they nerfed him from last year because he was definitely over 90.
I guess he's going to be a free agent.
Makes sense. We'll get some free agent compensation for that high overall of a player, though, if he just drops. So
yeah. All right. So AFC North. I don't think anything surprising happened. Packs won the division. Viewbank had a great year. Maloney had a good year and almost made the playoffs. And Koopa just suffered more Madden pain. I mean, that was a chalk division.
Yeah, that's exactly how we kind of thought I was going to end up. Even though Maloney, it seemed like he was going to surprise everybody with that early record, but then he just had, of course, those 2 Ravens games.
Now the AFC South, a little more surprising because I don't maybe not surprised by the winner. The surprise is the fact that the Jaguars and the Texans won 12 and 11 games. Nobody would have thought they would have won 12 or 11 games. I think we even said that division winner would probably win 8 or 9 games.
Sure.
That was crazy. At the beginning, I did pick Veg to win the division.
And then you lost faith.
Halfway through the season, I did believe in Mustang. And I think I just sparked Veg then when I said that.
Yep. Well, and Veg appreciated me believing in him when you and Maloney were like, no chance for Veg, no chance.
The crazy thing is, I don't know if you watched, because I don't think anybody did. I think it was late last night. Veg played Taste. I know, shock. Veg played Taste, and Taste nearly won that game. He was up 7 with 2 minutes left, and if he would have won,
it would have changed everything.
And Veg would have missed the playoffs. Or I don't know if he would have missed the playoffs.
He might have.
He may have. It would have been a weird tiebreaker between him and Sinax. Because both had the same conference record. I don't know if they played. But anyways, that didn't happen anyway. So Veg makes the playoffs, wins the division, gets the 4 seed, and poor Mustang wins 11 games in the Gauntlet AFC and not enough to make the playoffs.
That's a shame. Poor Mustang.
Maybe Mills will get the superstar role and everything will be well.
Yep.
He is star, right?
That's a good question.
Let's find that
out.
Yeah, he's star. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Trigga actually had a pretty decent season after his start.
Yeah,
I think
7 wins is decent.
Yeah, he got off to a rough start and finished 7 wins. It's pretty good.
Yep. And Titans obviously 2 wins because Taste did play some games, but there's
played them through the first 12 games, 13 games. Then he
Yeah.
We'll just bypass that.
Yeah.
AFC East.
No surprise that Jake dominated there.
I think it is a little bit of a surprise that he won the division by 4 games. I don't think anybody would have thought he would have won it by 4 games. I was thinking this division would probably be like. I still think Jake would have won the division, but 13-4, 14-3, and then the next team probably won 11 or 12 games. So.
I'm not that surprised, just because Jake made the Super Bowl with a really, 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 really bad Rams team.
Yeah, and Jake's one of the best players in the league.
Now that he's got one of the top 5 teams, you bet he should be dominating the way he is.
Yeah, so Sonics makes the playoffs, sneaks in at 11-6. Sonic's one of the hottest teams in the league right now.
Yep.
And he just beat the crap out of me.
He's so hot right now.
So hot. Super hot. Tyrant had a rough season. Rough go with the first year with the Jets. I think he'll be fine.
Tanking like the rest of us.
Young team. A little bit of tanking in there. All right. And Parker opened the season with a win against Sinex week 1. And not much happiness after that.
Nope. And his schedule is like ridiculously rough too.
Yep, and now he's got no internet because of the hurricane, and T's and P's to our good buddy Parker and our Floridians.
When you come back, you can prepare for your top 1 or your first number 1 or number 2 pick.
Yep. So, not too much surprise there. AFC West, we've got Brock's Broncos 15-2, Johnny 11-6. McGee somehow managed to be under 500 after almost being a playoff team all season. And Jarrett, I keep wanting to say Johnny with the Raiders. That's the one that's still messing with me. I think it's because of the Jays.
It probably helps that you have to say Johnny with the Chargers first to get that.
It did on this one, but there's been a lot of times, especially whenever I'm doing the Vegas lines, where I will think that Johnny's the Raiders still.
I know.
And the one with you, I always think that Tace is the Panthers.
Yep.
Those two mess me up. But anyways, Brock's been dominant all season long.
Mm-hmm.
All season long. I thought Brock would be good. I didn't think he would dominate like he did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that Bronco team was so good that it doesn't really surprise me. Like him getting it that late.
They're good, but they're not great.
They're pretty great. They've got pretty much everything you need on them.
Yeah. Johnny went 11-6. I think he did lose both games to Brock. I lost to both of these guys.
Johnny struggled a little bit. Johnny struggled a little bit down the hill.
Yeah,
but still got a chance.
Yeah. All right. Stop drinking the water. Okay. McGee was in the playoff hunt until about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I guess he's fell off. Yeah, the wheels just kind of collapsed on him. Just collapsed on him.
Jarrett getting 5 wins. He had a couple good wins in there.
Jarrett had a few decent wins, and he gave me a crazy game. I gave him 2 defensive touchdowns, and when you give anybody in AGS 2 touchdowns, it kind of makes the game pretty difficult.
Yeah, that was that one that, like, at the end of it, like, where he still had 3 timeouts, and we're like, call your timeouts.
Like, I think he was just upset and over. I mean, it was 2nd and 4 with like 25 seconds left or whatever.
Yeah, it would have been a rough one. But
yeah, I mean, I just probably would have ran and got a first.
But you never know.
But yeah,
you might have like somehow given you another touchdown.
It's true, especially the way I was playing. I was a little too aggressive that game, a little hyper aggressive.
Yeah.
So looking at so really Mustang 11-6 missed and Maloney 10-7 missed. Those are the 2 that were close, and then the other, you got Tyrant going 6-10-1. So, you think any of those 3 teams next year could sneak into the playoffs?
Oh yeah, Tyrant could do it easily. Obviously, Mustangs was just barely off it. I think he'll probably. I think Mustangs will win the division next year. I think like as great as Veg played this year, he's going to be pretty rough with a first place schedule in the AFC.
Yeah, that's first. Yeah, because like he's got to play.
That's Pax.
Whoever wins the AFC South every year is going to hate their life the next year.
Yeah,
because they get to play Pax, Jake, and Brock.
Yeah, Exactly.
Like, it doesn't matter what your schedule is.
No.
Nothing is as hard as that.
No, exactly.
Nothing. All right, NFC, the superior division.
The superior division
The
one day.
superior division
One
at
day.
some point, maybe. NFC North, we've got Seymour / Codfish going 12-5. Did Seymour ever actually lose a game?
Great question.
I thought about this the other day and I forgot to look.
Oh, it's right here.
This was a sim. He didn't play Sonics. The one game I was looking super forward to, and that game didn't happen. Did he actually lose to Flap, or was this played?
35-41 seems like a played game.
It does seem like a played game.
Unless that was a... I don't know.
Did the Jake game? Or that was probably Codfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was Codfish's last game.
Yeah, and then Seymour came back and dropped 49 on Arakra just to prove his point, I guess.
Loves to smoke Arakra.
What a bully.
I don't know. Anyways, let's see.
Uh-oh.
So, what?
Oh, Lafetto, like 5-12. Like, it's almost... That's worse than me being 5-12.
It is.
Lafetto!
I don't look... Lafetto is too good to win 5 games. It don't matter who the team is.
Yeah, I mean...
Lafetto, you tanking out there? Lafetto, you tanking? I need to know. I need to know if you're tanking.
See, because... And that's all I think. Like, there certain players like myself are great when they get elite teams. Lafetto can win with anybody.
Well, you said... About 5 shows ago, you said Lafetto was going to win.
I know. I was
games.
sure. I was like, I'm thinking to myself, he's got Justin Fields throwing to Mooney and I guess Velus Jones. But Velus Jones got like two cooldowns this season, getting over 225 yards. So clearly, Lafetto is loving his Velus. But I guess that connection wasn't enough, and maybe it's being spoiled by having Buckner for a whole Madden and knowing that can just make your defense so much easier. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe it took him a whole season to realize, man, without no Buckner here, you got to play a little bit different defense.
Yeah.
So,
how about Brandon's end of the season here?
Yeah, well done, Brandon. Look at all those wins.
Brandon actually acted like a guy that knows how to play Madden.
Yeah.
This was the guy I played in the other league last year. This guy right here.
Yeah, this is why you gotta, Brandon, you just gotta stay focused and then you can hey, look at how bad the NFC was this year. You could make it just by going 8-8.
Maybe. I don't see that.
I don't think it's gonna be as bad as it was this year, because presuming that I can use my 1,000 draft picks to actually improve my team, but I'll be better, and Lafetto's got to be better because there's no way Lafetto should lose this much.
The Rockero went 6-11. He had a chance at the playoffs. Which most everybody in the NFC had a chance.
Yeah, I know, it's true.
And then he fell apart.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Well, I guess the real surprise, because I even said after the first game, because my first game of the season was against Lafetto.
Yeah.
And I had to come back and win on the final drive, final few seconds of the game. And I said at that time, I even told him, I think I said it on here, he was still going to make the playoffs and still win 11 games.
Yep. Well, and I think he played Mustang and that was like a shootout game.
That was a shootout.
So Lafetto still had all of his weapon and all his offense there. So yeah, shocked it's 5-12.
NFC South, your division. You're down there with G, 5-12. You and G. Yep. Y'all split the series, right?
Yep, we did. I split the series with both the Bucks and the Falcons, but Soup destroyed me both games. Although that last game I almost had him until Kamara did Kamara things.
Yep. And I wanted you to have him just so I could have a nice
I tried for you, buddy. I tried. But you know what? As much as you may want to buy, I feel like you haven't had success after buys. I feel like that little lag.
I'd like to check
rust
on it.
That builds up.
I like to
gets you. So
Not with the way advances have been going this year. Advances are hot and heavy.
For this
Even if I got a bye, I would still be playing Saturday and then again on Monday night. Like,
yeah.
There's no.
Presuming, I mean, maybe there are people, because now that people have delayed today all nicely, even though they say they're going to play tomorrow. Tomorrow's a lot of NFL games, so who knows?
Well, I know Johnny's game is Monday at 4.
Yep.
And me and MHC might be tomorrow night. I haven't talked to him yet. Hopefully it's not Monday, because Monday I work till 6, and then I got to work on that haunted house that I host every year. And then the Niners play the Rams, so I don't want it to be during that game. I will not play during that game. Fact.
Gotta cheer for Jimmy G.
All right, back to Madden. Falcons. Joe Daddy, probably his best Madden season, or not Madden season, but his best season in AGS. Beat a lot of heavy hitters, including myself.
It's funny, like, if you look at that, like, because he probably beat 4 or 5 heavy hitters, and yet he's only got 7 wins. So I mean, he was crushing the top guys, and then I guess he's just like, unless he had that to shoot for, he just couldn't find
played
that
up
motivation.
and down his competition.
Yeah, I know what that's like.
Oh, Soup 1 seed, 13-3-1. I'm just happy that I was one of those 3 losses, and I think I won the game 33-3.
Wow.
I don't know if that's true. I think it's about 30. I think it was.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to next season where Soup can't keep all of his players, and hopefully that team will not be
glorious. Glorious. All right, getting tired. Let's see here. NFC East, we have the Giants, and we talk crap about this division. And once we talk crap about it, it kind of raised the level of play between
a little bit
2 guys. So Dark actually went 10-7. We screwed up a win-loss there. Yeah. Mustang screwed. Let's be real. Mustang.
Put the blame where it belongs.
Can't trust those yellows with anything.
Yeah, Mustang did his best to, like, try and advance because all the Reds were on holiday again, and this is what happened. So,
well, we can't go nowhere because what happens when the parents leave? So yeah, Dark finished 10-7. He kind of wheels fell off the last couple games. He got a forced win as week 18, but the 2 games with that he lost. He lost to Trigger week 17, I think, and then he lost week 16 to somebody. So he's kind of backing into the playoffs after having the hot stretch there.
Yep, and then Flap in there at 8-9.
Flap makes the playoffs at 8-9 as a wild card.
Yep. He got in thanks to a clutch win over Smithy on the last game.
Yeah, that he barely won. This NFC is something else, I tell you. NFC is something else. All right. And Skittles 6-11. Skittles had a hot start, fell apart, and Smithy just rough.
Yeah.
Smithy's best win of the season was week 18 when he lost.
Yeah.
Kept that top 5 pick.
Yep.
All right, NFC West. I was the only one that tried in this division, and 3 of us made the playoffs.
And unfortunately, poor LEEK was the only one who didn't, because all of a sudden, all of the rest of everyone else started to win.
I will say, the LEEK Intel race for the playoffs and the Week 18 play-in game is one of my favorite memories of AGS ever. Like that, even though they only went 8-9 and 7-10, it was Week 18. They were playing for their first playoff berth ever.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
Like, that is the first time we have ever seen, like, Intel and LEEK playing a game on a winner gets into the playoffs, right?
Yeah,
like, that was one of the most amazing things we've seen, because we've never seen these 2 guys doing it together. Like, we've seen other matchups all the time, but never get to see Intel and LEEK, and man, that was entertaining.
It was truly awesome. And it's crazy that it was them 2 battling for that spot, and them 2 were playing each other, because they're always talking in chat, and they always got each other's back. It's funny that it was them 2
Well, and the matchup itself is the same way because it's DK versus Ramsey. Basically, which one of those guys was going to be was going to win that one-on-one matchup in the game, and that was going to decide the game. And Ramsey won it.
I was super happy for both of those dudes, and happy for Intel. And Intel ended up winning Germ Vegas too.
Yep. So this year,
even though I had to remind him 17 times to fill up for him.
Yep. So good. Intel's having probably Intel's best year in AGS. I gotta figure.
The year of Intel. Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't think he got suspended once for
suspensions yet. Hey, there's still time. He's still got another game to play.
He's got a playoff game now. We'll see if he runs 10 times in the playoffs. Or 12 times.
MHC and his mangled hand sneak into the playoffs as the 7 seed.
Yep.
I played him week 18 earlier today, and I told him if I win, we're probably going to have a rematch, and I snuck it out at the end, and we have a rematch. We play in the wild card round.
And that was a close enough game that he must have figured out how to use that mangled finger on his controller finally. Because
I was going to say
a lot better.
I don't think there's any issue at all with his finger anymore. And then during it might have been like at the beginning of the fourth quarter, he handed off to James Conner up the middle, and he started to dance on like a 1 yard run. I was like, oh, never mind. The finger.
Yeah, it's still there. It's still there. If only you hit him during that little dance.
Oh, I wish I did. It would have been awesome. Honestly, though, because I thought about it, if he did fumble, I would have punted it right back to him.
Yeah, you got to.
Now playoffs,
playoffs
not happening.
No,
not happening.
Yeah,
like,
if you accidentally dance into Germ, and you lose the ball,
I will not punt it back in the playoffs. All right, so that's our division rundown. Let's look at the hop over and look at the playoffs here. Let's do our predictions.
Let's do it.
Oh, well, we really sped through that. We're only at 52 minutes. I was thinking we were
good for us.
Yeah.
Germ Gone Power Hour.
Gosh, it's so bright.
I know, right?
This thing.
I think it's bad for you. Like I said, 70 inches, dude.
So bright. All right, I'll just scoot back. All right, so let me scoot this over. This.
You could color all the cells gray. It would make it a little bit better.
That's true. Wish I can make this.
Yeah, even better. See?
Look at that.
Technology at work, brother.
Isn't it? Isn't it lovely? Make us a little bigger here. Just cover that up. Okay. So let's do your prediction first, then we'll do mine. How about that?
All right.
So Bills, Chargers. These two didn't play, did they? Pretty sure they didn't play.
Like
I just fixed all this.
Oh.
Check it out.
Let's check it.
Fairly certain they did not play. They did not play.
Oh, that's the wild card.
We both did the same thing. We was like, oh, they played.
Oh, they did. Well, I am going to go with the Bills. I'm not going to do anything risky here. Johnny is a top tier coach, but he's been a little bit struggling right now, and Jake is on fire. I just don't see that. So I'm going to take the Bills.
Okay.
Probably 41-28 if we're going to go with numbers.
41-28. Well, I'm just going to throw them down. I'll just right here.
Yeah.
So if I had to put a line on that game, since I am in charge of Germ Vegas, I would probably say the Bills are going to be like a probably 8.5 favorite.
Yeah,
that's what I'd put it at.
Yeah. Do you want to have two of these boxes so you can put your picks and we can each have a little bracket? You don't have to.
I can. Why not? Yeah, we'll do it simultaneously.
Make it fun.
We'll do it simultaneously.
Yeah.
kind of bright again. Let me make these a little.
No, and whoever's bracket ends up closer will get 5 extra AGS bucks deducted from the other person's total.
Whatever. Whatever you think. Whatever you think. Gom, I did so in the German Vegas. I kept a running season total.
Yeah.
Regardless of all the waves and everything, you finished 10 points behind Mustang for the whole season, and didn't get a single lottery roll or anything. But you finished $10 in second place for the whole season.
Yep. It doesn't surprise me. And if I hadn't done that one really risky one in the last one, I would have, because I picked an underdog that would have given me a lot more money than the one I wanted to, because I knew I needed the money. If I had picked that one, I would have come in first and I wouldn't have gotten anything. Do you feel like you should give me some money just because of that stat? You shouldn't.
You're getting $10.
Oh, that's good. Oh, so I actually win something because of that. That's awesome.
All right. You go. So you went with the Bills. I'm going to go with the Bills too, so I'll just leave them over here, even though I just copied this over.
Nice and easy.
Johnny can make games ugly, though. Johnny's one of the toughest people that I play.
He absolutely is.
And if he's firing on all cylinders, he can definitely make that. I mean, I think Brock beat him both times, but I'm pretty sure they were both ugly games, and I think they may have both been in the teens.
I would not be shocked if Johnny wins that game at all. Not be shocked if he wins that game at all, but I still got to give the edge to Jake.
Yeah, same. All right, so Ravens, Dolphins, the axe battle. Dynax and Pax. Pax is obviously always a powerhouse, one of the best coaches, if not the best coach in the league. Synax is a offensive guru and seems to be probably the team that nobody wants to play right now.
This is a tough one.
This is the team nobody wants to play and the coach nobody wants to play.
Yeah, it's true. This one's tough just because of the way that each of these two guys plays. Because Pax likes to use that 46 defense a lot, but you can't do that against Synax's team. You just can't. You almost have to have 3 corners out there the whole time against Synax's team, just because he's always going to have Tyreek and Waddle out there, and I don't even know who his third guy is, but I'm sure he's a lot better than the linebacker.
OBJ.
Yeah, so OBJ is going to win any one-on-one against a linebacker. So, and I'm sure Synax will be running 3 wide receivers the entire game. And if Pax doesn't have that 46, I just don't know. But on the flip side, I think Pax using Lamar to do those RPO runs is just going to destroy Synax's defense, because he loves to do a high pressure defense that leaves guys open. Yeah, so I think Lamar is going to run for 150 yards. And I think Synax is going to throw to actually beat Pax's defense. That being said, I still think that Pax is going to pull it out, but not by a lot.
Okay, so that would mean that's going to put Pax versus the Bills.
Yeah, that would lock that in.
Yep. All right. So I think the line of this game, I jokingly said in chat that Synax would be the favorite. I don't think, honestly, looking at it right now, looking at everybody, I think Pax would be favored against every single person except for Jake. Jake, I think, would be like a 3-point favorite over Pax. Pax will be favored against everybody else. So Pax against the Ravens against the Dolphins, I think the line would be like Ravens by 6.5.
Okay.
However, I honestly think that Synax is going to beat him.
It could happen.
I don't think Pax has the firepower to win a shootout with somebody that he's going to struggle stopping. Will that happen? I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be tough, because I don't think Pax has had any shootout games, just because. But again, he hasn't played teams like the Dolphins yet either. So
he did lose Week 18 against VBank. Now I don't know. There's no reason he would have lost that game. There's no reason he would have wanted to lose that game, though. Everybody keeps teasing the.
If he wins it, he plays Johnny.
Yeah, but he loses and he plays Sonics.
Well, he didn't know it was Sonics, but he knew it would have been. It's an easier matchup.
But if he won, he would have. He should have been in the bye week.
No, he wouldn't have beat Brock.
It would have been 3-way tie. He would have had the conference record.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure. Because that's the way I had it on my playoff watch.
Brock seemed pretty confident that.
That was just because Madden was showing it that way, but the conference record was for PAX. Anyways,
Brock is one of those guys who like analyzes things pretty well, so I don't think there's any danger of him losing it. But you might be right. Either way.
Anyways,
it's a tough matchup. It's a tough matchup. Like you said, Synex with that firepower has the ability to torch that Ravens defense. We'll just see if he can do it.
Yep, I'm going to take the Dolphins, which means the Dolphins will move to face Brock because 4 and 5 are all that's left.
Yep.
Okay.
Speaking of 4 and 5, so the question is VBank playing?
I think he was only going to be on the weekend, wasn't
it? I had heard that he was going to be gone and wasn't going to be able to play, but
what's the IMOA say? Nothing. So, what did he say?
What did VBank say?
Oops, don't want to type that
there.
Great
question.
From VBank.
I mean, we can just treat it like he's going to play somehow, but
yeah, I'm going to treat it like he's going to play. And since I'm treating it like he's going to, well, go ahead. You're picking first.
Well, you can pick first this one.
Okay, I'm going to pick first this time. This line I would put, if they're playing, Bengals minus probably 7.5, maybe 8.5. What I put it at. And yeah, I just don't think the Jaguar. This is where I think the Jimmies and the Joes are going to matter. The Bengals roster is so good. I don't think the Jags can. I don't think they can hang with the Bengals in this playoff matchup. So I'm going to take the Bengals here, which puts me at Bengals, Bills, and Broncos, Dolphins as my 2 matchups.
Yeah, likewise. I know it was great. Veg had a nice storybook season, but VBank, first curse still lives. It keeps going into the playoffs, brother. He's gonna win that game to make that pick worse.
And we've got a big battle between Brock powerhouses in the second round coming up on your bracket.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to the NFC wild card. Niners, Cardinals. I made myself I think I was like a 6.5 favorite the first game with MHC, and I think that was the game 1 of his broken finger, and I beat him pretty good. Then I made myself a 10.5 favorite, and he covered. So I went a little too far. I think I over-adjusted. So I think 49ers would be a 7.5 favorite.
I think that you've got too much pride in you to lose to MHC in the playoffs.
I've got shut out by MHC in the playoffs with the Baltimore Ravens and the Indianapolis Colts back in Madden 21. Still pains me.
I think you remember that one, and you can't go through that again. So.
I think I may have kicked a field goal at the end, so I didn't get shut out.
Yeah, so you know that MHC's finger's still broken, so you're not going to be too nervous about it, unless you think about like, man, imagine if I lose to MHC with a broken finger.
This is why I wanted somebody else on here so that I wouldn't have to pick the NFC games. This is why I wanted to have a whole show with, and I was hoping to have like people jump in, show their bracket.
Yeah. Why are people up at 2 a.m? It's so odd.
It's 2:40 a.m. right now.
It's a weekend, right? Who isn't up still? Silly.
2:40 a.m.
But yeah, but obviously you're gonna have we'll just assume you're taking yourself because you should. If you don't take yourself, then it's just like you're being a gom. So you don't want to be that.
All right, so
49ers it is.
You've got me moving on. I'll just
you're
throw
moving
it down
on.
here.
Yep.
I'm gonna have me moving on, but honestly, I don't feel great about it because we literally just played.
We're just gonna say that since you're picking that you're gonna move on in all your matchups, just because that way it's not you deciding at what point that you're gonna lose. You're just gonna say you're gonna make the Super Bowl. The next matchup, easy, but Packers and Cowboys. Flap.
Flap beat him.
Flap did beat
if it was played, because I honestly don't remember.
Yeah. Wow. Unfortunately, Seymour is, unless we decide to suspend Aaron Rodgers from the playoffs for having his unreported cooldown, which we could do.
That's what we did last year. We don't want to use it. We don't want to do that first season.
No, we're not going to do that. So we're assuming that Rodgers plays, and assuming, that team's too good. As much as Flap, I'm sure would love to beat Seymour. He's moving on.
Yep.
So he'd be playing Mr. Germ.
Think about I agree.
A Germ Seymour rematch from some of the playoffs the many Super Bowls that were Seymour Germ, or at least there was one or two of them in there.
We never played the Super Bowl.
Really?
Yeah. By the time my run of being good was over, that's when Seymour's run began.
Yeah. So Germ's not making the Super Bowl anymore. I could finally do it.
Honestly, there's probably 10 people in this league that have ever been in the league while I won the Super Bowl, or while I was in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Seriously, it is not a big number.
It's almost a meme at this point, like Germ winning a Super Bowl. Like,
I mean, it's been 15 seasons since I've been in the Super Bowl. 15.
It's so crazy that you haven't even made it into a Super Bowl.
And it's the freaking pinstripes, the curse of pinstripes, where I went in super overconfident because I had smashed him every time I've ever played him.
Yeah, well, this is the year for you to do it while the NFC is in such a state of disarray that you should be able to get there.
No, because I freaking beat Soup by 30, so even if I make it to Soup, there's no chance I'm beating Soup again after beating him by 30.
You just have to message him all during the game, like, you're losing this player in free agency. You're losing this player in free agency.
Remember how bad free agency is going to suck?
It's like, that was a good hit stick. Too bad he'll be a free agent next year. All right. So we both taking Seymour. And that means the next one is Giants Rams. And I love this matchup. Honestly, this is a tough one because I don't know. There we go.
All right. Giants Rams. Yeah, this one's tough just because Intel's playing really confident right now.
Yep.
And Dark has struggled at the end of the season ever since that sim.
Mm-hmm.
Since that bad sim, he's gone 0-2 and had a force win.
Well, I mean, we didn't show the coverage LB because there's still some work to be done in those, but I think Dark's strength is definitely using that middle linebacker, that rookie. And Intel, as much as he hasn't got suspended for running the ball very much, I don't think Intel relies on the run game as much as some of these guys who Dark has beaten. So I am going to go with the big upset. Oh no, they did play week 16.
That's not, you keep thinking Intel's the Vikings.
Intel Vikings. That's the one I have.
That's your Raider one for me.
That's the one I have the problem because he's the Vikings. He's been the Vikings every year until this year.
The best thing about Dark's schedule is when we teased how bad the NFC East was. It was right here, and then he went on a run.
I know. Then he's like, oh yeah.
And he won 6 straight, which this
was
the
NFC is bad. I can win all these. Yeah. So I am going to go with the upset because I'm assuming Dark is going to be favored by. I would probably assume that you're going to go by 3.5 or 4.5.
Oh, and I didn't do the Packers Cowboys. So the Packers Cowboys might be the largest.
Yeah.
spread, that one would probably be 9.5, 10.5, somewhere in there. Giants, Rams, I'd probably go Giants.
3.5, 4.5, 2.5. I think you got to go 3.5.
It'd be at least 4.5. I'd say 4.
Yeah, and I am taking Intel to win his first playoff game in history. Go Intel! I believe that, like I said,
fed to the Saints, no matter what.
Whoever gets fed to the Saints. But I just think that, like, his Dark, one of his best advantages is like just shooting through the line and getting those tackles for losses. And Intel just doesn't run the ball enough for it to matter too much. So I think Intel's going to pull it up.
Okay, I'm going to. Man, I really want to take Intel.
I feel like you get it, Jess, just because you picked Dark to.
I did. I've been riding.
Stay on the Dark train.
I've been on the Dark train for a while. Yeah, love the Dark train.
Got your sunglasses on. It's all dark for you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Intel. You won Germ Vegas. You have not won Germ's heart yet.
Yeah. He just Germ had to give you a bunch of his money. So
we're broke because of Intel. All right, we've made it to the divisional round.
There we go.
We've got two different. We've got matchups different everywhere except Packers Niners. It's our only matchups that's the same, so that's cool.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so Broncos Bengals. So this game, this would be a tight spread. Broncos probably by 4.5.
Yeah, and I don't think that V-Bank is allowed to beat Brock.
Maybe there has been a little bit of. There's been talk of an uprising.
There's been uprising, but I think at this point that
this might be for the namesake.
Yeah, I think if this actually comes to pass, that the Brock Bros should agree that they should become the Bros of whoever wins this game.
So Brock Bros versus the Bank Bros.
Yeah, if they win, it's the Bank Bros
or the Bros.
At least for the season, I think we should all agree that they should be called the Bank Bros.
I agree, and I think Mustang's already changing everybody's names.
Yeah, but Broncos, I still have to take. I think that the first curse is bad, but I don't think the first curse is stronger than Brock. So, taking Brock to win.
Brock. So we've got Brock moving on to the championship game. We'll throw him down there.
Why not?
On mine, I have Broncos versus the Dolphins. So Brock versus Synax. Did they play? I don't think they played.
I don't think so.
Man, Broncos, Dolphins. So he has Surtain. Surtain would shut down whoever. It don't matter. Surtain's a god. I think Brock will pull that out.
Yeah.
I'm going to have Brock moving on as well.
Congratulations, Brock. We both believe.
We both believe in Brock. All right.
My second matchup's a little tougher.
Ravens, Bills. That is a monster matchup.
That's a tough one because I believe that the last time these two played might have been that Super Bowl.
No, they played this season, and
they play this
beat him. Yeah.
By how much?
It was a tight one. It was a good game. I'm on the Bills right here.
How about that? Yeah, there it was 31-24.
It was a good game. A great game.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that game Jake was upset he wasn't up more. I'm trying to remember right. I think he was kind of upset that a bunch of things didn't go his way and he still pulled it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. The one thing, like, because Pax did a few things, like he again, like we talked about the 46 defense, which obviously won't work against Jake the same way it wouldn't work against Synax, really. But I think the issue with Jake is that Jake's offense just eats up any kind of press bail, and I know Pax still has press bail in his repertoire. He doesn't use it a ton, but he uses it often enough, and I think Jake will eat that up. So I'm gonna say Jake goes 2 for 2.
Okay.
It's gonna be a shootout.
Two.
1 and 2 seed. Look at me with my crazy predictions here. Having the top 2 seeds moving on.
All right, I have the Bengals versus the Bills. So V-Bank versus Jake, and these two just played. And Jake, oh, I'm sorry. Let me happen. Okay. In my matchup, Bengals Bills. Bills, I think, just beat them by 8 or 9 when they just played.
Yep.
I think 8. That line for me, Bills Bengals, I would have the Bills as a probably 8.5 favorite, and the last game kind of matches that. I don't think that V-Bank. I don't think he can beat Josh Allen and the boys this year. Maybe next year, but
yeah.
Don't think it's happening this year. But real quick, so your matchups: Broncos, Bengals. I would have the line. Did I say the line? I don't think I did. Broncos probably be 4.5 favorite.
Yeah.
Ravens, Bills. I'd probably put the Bills 4.5 favorite. And Broncos, Dolphins. I would probably say Broncos 6.5 favorite.
Yeah.
Just my thoughts.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to the NFC. So you got the Saints and the Rams. This one would probably be the biggest spread in the
sure
whole
it will be.
shit and shaboodle.
Yep.
Saints would probably be a 13.5 favorite here.
Yeah.
This
well,
is a big one.
The funny thing is, if Intel actually had like Dalvin Cook,
oh yeah,
I think this game would be a lot.
Especially the way he's playing with his confidence and everything.
Yeah, if he had Dalvin Cook in there, especially like because Soup is going to try and stick you all the time, and you're going to be able to get a few whiffs if you have Dalvin Cook out there. But because he doesn't, it's just going to be a shame. All of those Saints who are going to dev up and Soup's going to have to drop are going to have one really good game. So yeah, sorry Intel, but you won your first game. So
I mean, you're there.
This is you can't be upset about this season.
You're there.
You got a much inferior team against a very strong power team that no shame in losing that game.
So I've got Saints Giants. I would probably put the Saints as a 11.5 favorite against the Giants.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted that 1 seed.
I can imagine. I tried my best, brother.
I got MHC and Seymour. All right. I don't think Dark can hang with Soupy this year. Maybe next year when Soup loses all his players.
Yeah, exactly.
But I've got Soup moving on here. But hey, never know. Never know.
Anything can happen.
And then we've got the game I don't want to pick: Packers and Niners. I guess I would probably be a 3.5 favorite, maybe even 2.5. I only say that because I beat Seymour most of the time we've played, but he did. I don't know. I don't even remember. I don't think he's never beat me in AGS.
No.
So what you got?
Well, I mean, it's the same thing. Like it's Aaron Rodgers' last song, so I mean, but there's also no receivers on that team, so that's like
you seen Julio Jones' stats?
Well, I think now that you've seen it, you'll actually know who to cover. So because you can actually see,
I've seen the scouting report now.
Now that you see I think you've got the team to beat him. So I think you'll squeak out. It's not going to be a blowout by any means. I think it's going to go down the wire, but I think you'll beat him by a score. On 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, like just these going out on a limb predictions here that I'm taking the top 2 seeds. You're doing the same thing right now, so let's not get too excitable over there.
Yeah, we each had one upset, really. You had Intel's your only upset in the whole thing.
Well, technically,
we're not going to say Bengals is not. Bengals are a favorite.
Yeah, they had the better record, I think so.
Yeah,
or did they? Yeah, something close.
I was hoping you would go
Packers,
just so I could think myself to be different. But now that you've gone me, I don't want to take Seymour to be different.
Yeah, you can't take yourself losing to Seymour because then Seymour would just beat you just because you did it.
I don't want him
like,
to think he beat me before he beat me. You're right.
Yeah.
The memes are gonna be extravagant.
Yeah,
Regardless.
that would be. He would like just literally clip that and like just put a copy.
But then if I say I'm gonna smash him and then he beats me, he'll just use that too. This is a lose-lose for me.
I think you're basically saying that you gotta pick yourself.
Taking myself.
Yeah. All right, so we got the exact same championship matchups.
1 and 2, 1 and 2.
1 and 2, 1 and 2. This is your OG intelligence coming in here.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
So who you got for Broncos Bills? You can go first on the Broncos and Bills. Brock versus Jake.
Brock versus Jake. 2 powerhouses. 2 studly humans. I've never seen what Jake looks like. I'm just assuming he's a stud. Name like Jake, you gotta be.
One of these guys picked really early in the team selection. One of them picked really late. Didn't really matter. Same story on with the bottom on the NFC. Soup picked super late. You got your 49ers early enough because you threatened everybody above you not to take them.
So. Yep. I think Jake needs to win more just because he's losing at least one superstar, maybe more. I don't think he's gonna be as good next season, basically, with his roster. Broncos are that roster's going up. But I don't think anybody's playing better than Jake is. So I'm going to moving Jake to the Super Bowl.
Jake Super Bowl.
Josh Allen can make just the stupidest throws. Diggs is going to have trouble with Surtain, but don't think it matters. I think that line would probably be Jake by 4.5, maybe 6.5, probably 4.5.
Yeah, I think I'm.
Be a small line.
I gotta say that I think Jake's got this too. Like I like this matchup for Jake. Just because it's a shootout, obviously, but I mean, as good as Brock's been playing, like he hasn't been playing as good as Jake. There's been a few tight ones for him, and Jake's just been crushing everything. So I think Jake wins this.
Sorry, don't mind me.
Just making some more columns.
Don't mind me. All right, so you've got Jake as well?
I got Jake as well. For Saints 49ers. Oh, buddy, I'd love to put you in the Super Bowl. I'm going to do this just so that you can feel good about not doing it too. But I believe that Soup this is his year to enjoy the Saints while they're still awesome. And I mean, he's got such a perfect team for what he wants to do right now. So Soup to the Super Bowl. Super
Bowl. And that's the battle of 2 guys that lost, I think, in the last 2 Super Bowls, right?
There you go. That's right.
I think that's what it is.
Yep. Yeah. One of these guys cannot lose their 2 Super Bowls
right here. Nope, Maloney lost the last one. They lost the 2 before.
Oh, that's right.
Soup lost to Affetto. Last time Soup was in a Super Bowl, he got shut out.
Yeah. To Affetto, who is now 5-12.
Soup just slammed his head in his keyboard that I reminded him of that. It just forgot.
Yeah. Yeah, they're both. These guys are both happy that Pax got eliminated in the divisional and Affetto didn't even get close.
Honestly, I think anytime me and Soup play, it's just going to be who the Madden gods favor, because I feel like our styles and everything match up perfectly even.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just going to be whoever gets the animations and who gets the run blocking and who gets. Because that's what happened in our first game. I got all the luck.
And if Madden wants Germ to be in his first Super Bowl
in 15 freaking years. All right. I will not take myself to lose.
Well done.
So, I will. I guess that means I have to take myself to win. So, and it's not because I think I'm better than Soup.
It's a coin flip.
Honestly, I think it's a coin flip, and yeah, I'd just rather be on.
Yep.
I'd rather be happy with the coin toss than not happy.
Exactly.
All right, so you got Bills Saints Super Bowl. I would put Jake as a 4.5 favorite for that.
Yep, and I would be taking Jake on my end. As great as Soup has played,
nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
And this is just because I just played Soup and his defense was exploitable. Even though obviously, like my first scores were not anything that he did wrong, more so just blind luck. But after that, I started getting scores, and if I can get some scores, then Jake is gonna definitely get a score a lot. And Soup is tough. It's harder for Soup to come from behind. And that Saints roster is good. It's okay on offense, but it's the defense or it's really strong. So yeah, I think Jake's gonna pull this one up.
I just love that I have myself in the Super Bowl whenever I'm probably going to lose the MHC. So stupid.
Yeah, but do you think you can beat Jake is the question.
I've played Jake one time ever, and I think it was
that
week
game.
1 of season 23, 22.
I remember that vividly because we went and had the OG like the next game, and I picked Jake for the Super Bowl, and you're like, what? I destroyed Jake. What are you talking about?
I beat the brakes off of him that game. That's the only game we've played, so yeah. I'm sure he's got it sitting above his
circle.
Above his computer.
Beat me by 40.
Throwing darts at it.
Yeah. So this is the revenge game.
It is the revenge game. If I'm firing on all cylinders, I think I beat him. But I don't think I'm going to be firing on all cylinders.
And I'm sure your line for that game, if you were able to give a line to yourself, honestly, you'd probably have Bills by 4.5.
Probably, yep. Bills 4.5 would be the line. And I didn't give my Niners Saints line. That game, I think I would have to be favored just because I beat him so bad earlier in the season.
Yeah.
I think I didn't give it. I don't know. Maybe I did. But I'd be like a 3.5 favorite, a 2.5 favorite.
Yep.
Do I want to be that guy?
Is Jerem winning his Super Bowl?
Do I want to be that guy?
Jerem really wishing that Soup had stayed up.
I'm going to lose the MHC.
If you pick yourself to win the Super Bowl, you absolutely will lose to MHC.
I know. I don't want to curse it. All right, I'm going Jake. Jake wins Super Bowl.
You just got past MHC. Well done.
I hope so. I hope so. I would much rather be Saints with that 1 seed.
Yeah, that would have been probably. I'm not going to say it's an easy path to a Super Bowl, but
it's the easiest one for sure. I mean, even Dark and Intel would admit to that.
Yeah. This is a good year to get the first seed in the NFC. That's for sure. Knowing that you were going to have a bye, and then you were going to be probably playing a team that didn't even make 500 or barely squeaked above it.
Yep. So there's our brackets. We pretty much agreed on most things. The big twist was Dolphins-Ravens. That kind of threw a wrinkle into our AFC.
But our championships turned out the same.
And
Jerem believed in himself up to a point, and I didn't believe him in it at all.
So, real quick, where are we at? We're at 1:30 here.
All right. Wow.
Woo. So, I remember I said I wanted to rank these teams.
Yeah.
Never did. You want to do that real quick?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
It's after midnight. Whatever. I'm already in trouble. So.
All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's just. All right. So I think we agree 1 is Jake, right?
Yeah, that one's pretty.
1. This is power ranking of the playoff teams, basically.
This is the Gomgerm Power Hour.
Yeah, Gomgerm Power final 5 minutes of the show. 2.
And just we're not going to actually trade these
No, we're just we're going to mutually agree here. No matter what, we're going to mutually agree. So 2 is so it's between Broncos, Ravens, Saints, 49ers would be the choices, right?
Yeah, I think we kind of have to. You know, I kind of want to put Broncos here.
I think it'd be Broncos or Ravens.
You know, I think.
And Ravens just beat Broncos.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for power, I mean,
because I'm fine with Broncos. Broncos had a great year.
Yeah, I think if Broncos
the 1 seed in that AFC.
Yeah.
All right, so 3 seed.
This would be Ravens.
Ravens. So we've got the top 3 all in the AFC. And I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Then you got. It's between you and Soup. I mean, you have yourself beating Soup. I have Soup beating you. Do we have a coin flip? You want to do the wheel of names?
I beat Soup this season.
All right, we can put you above Soup because you beat him this season.
And he was down 28 to VBank. Yeah. He came back and tied the game.
We got a 50-50 split.
Why couldn't if VBank would have freaking held him off?
I know.
How do you if VBank holds off a 28-point lead? I have a buy right now.
I was across the border. That's what happened.
VBank, all my pain for the playoffs is I'm going to blame on VBank.
Yeah, so we can put you at 4.
All right,
and then Soup's at 5 because you guys are basically back to back.
And then this has to be Dolphins. And honestly, Dolphins could be, Dolphins could probably be
4. I don't know. I think I would put Packers here.
You think?
I think Packers would take them over the Dolphins. I think Seymour's
honestly for me,
Seymour hasn't lost.
I would put Dolphins at 4 on mine.
No, I mean that's just because he had a couple of good games there.
And one game he destroyed me.
Yeah, so that's just why you feel it. But I think you got to put the Packers here, just based on the fact they haven't lost at all.
I don't agree with it, and they simmed the game I was looking forward to all season.
Yeah. You can put Dolphins.
I don't agree with that, but okay. I would have Dolphins.
And then
what's left here? We've got the Bengals. Yeah, or Bengals or Chargers. I'd put Bengals.
Yeah, I think Bengals have been playing a little bit better. Obviously, they're like super hot. And then you put the Chargers because they're only out because they're.
Then we've got.
Based on Bills.
Then we got Jaguars and the Giants and the 3 NFC wildcard teams.
Yeah.
So this will be Jaguars. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So now we're looking at the Giants and the 3 wildcard teams. Notice that 7 of the top 10 are in the AFC.
Yeah, do you take Dark over MHC here?
Mangled hand, but playing better MHC. I would take MHC here. For sure.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm okay with that. I kind of
have. If MHC didn't have a mangled hand, he'd be ahead of the Jaguars.
Oh, yeah, he'd be up there. So yeah, it's the Cardinals, then the Giants, number 12, and then it's just between Flap and Intel, and it's a tough one.
Two Cowboy fans.
Intel's playing a little bit better right now. I think, but Flap is.
Did they play? I want to say they played. Did I check this already? I feel like I've checked this already. They played, and Intel won, so I determined it. Boom.
That's the easy decision. There we go.
The Flap, dead last in our...
Poor Flap. But Flap also had a losing record, even though so did Intel.
Can't be mad. If you can finish 8-9, make the playoffs, can't be mad that you're ranked 13th and 14th.
That's right.
All right. That was our germ gum power...
The Gom Germ power.
3 minute. All right. Feel good about it.
Yeah. I like our presentation. It's
Yeah, this isn't the prettiest. This has not been the prettiest show. I will say, and I don't even think they could see that. Can they even see that? They couldn't even see it. It's not even on the thing. There it is.
Off screen the whole time.
That part was. There it is. Oops.
We're very humble here at the OG.
My bad. My bad.
It's also like 3:30.
It's 3:12 a.m. Thank God it's Saturday. Well, I guess Sunday morning now.
Yep.
All right, so I apologize that this was not the playoff preview that I hoped it would be. I thought it would be could have been much more extravagant, and
but that will hopefully bleed into their next episode, which will not ideally be a whole week away, because that way we can get our good friend Large Soup, who
we've got to get him his perk bucks for being on the show. He's got to do something to get out of his financial situation in New Orleans.
Yeah, and Soup can finally think up his rebuttal for how Germ says he's going to clobber him in the playoffs.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I was humble in my win prediction.
So humble.
So humble. All right. Well, I hope everybody enjoys, and I'm going to send out I'm going to go ahead and write up a form while I'm uploading this, and just to get everybody's first round playoff predictions, and we'll see who has the most wins, and maybe I'll throw them in the perk lottery. Who knows?
Maybe. Get them in there.
Yeah. All right. Yep. Well, that'll do it.
That'll do it. Good night, sir.
Yep. Good night. Thank you, Gom. Thank you, AGS, for a beautiful season. Thank you, Intel and LEEK, for the game of the year. The game of the
year.
CFM. I loved it.
We're looking forward to a brand new playoffs.
I will say this was might be my favorite first season ever. Just because the NFC playoff race, the AFC powerhouses, fun season.
Yeah, I mean, if you ignore like the no injuries,
I was about to say, and this is with the game being terrible. I think this is one of the best AGS seasons, despite the game being terrible and us having to deal with no injury.
Yep, absolutely.
All right,
well done. That's it.
Thank you, AGS.
Later. See you, everyone.